What's up, you guys? I'm Amber.
And I'm Patty.
Welcome back to another episode of Chromosomes and Chaos.
A podcast with two moms, two perspectives, and one badass podcast.
If you missed the last episode, it was super exciting. We talked about just starting the podcast, which is very exciting because it took us a while. And then more information on who we are and why we decided to start this and just share word on Down syndrome,
Life,
busyness, chaos, and everything. So we're excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah. And so if you missed it, go ahead and take a look at that episode to learn more. We're glad you're here.
And today,
what are we talking about today?
How we met.
I'm curious. I'm going to have you go first. How do you think we met?
You know, I was thinking about that when we first were like, okay, well, these are what the episode topics are going to be like. And I'm like, how did we meet? And it's so crazy to think that it was only probably 6, 7, well, no, I mean, almost 8 years ago now.
Yeah, so Addie's 8.
So it's been a while. Because I was like, that's not that long ago, right?
It's not that long ago.
So I was just thinking at Gigi's, because that's just how I've met a lot of families, is through Gigi's. And so I was just assuming it was like a play date we went to, and you guys were there, and that's how we met.
That's not true.
And it's not true.
Well, I think I knew you and Tyler before you guys knew me, because I feel like you guys worked out at Gold's Gym when maybe you first moved here, and I worked out at Gold's Gym. And I used to, a long time ago, work part-time at Aspen Athletic Club. And there was a husband and wife trainer over there who had mentioned that they had friends that were starting their own gym. And I think I ran into Tyler at Gold's Gym, and I specifically remember meeting him at the front desk and being like, hey, so I hear you're starting your own gym. And Tyler probably doesn't even remember this interaction, but I remember it, and I don't know why I remember, but that was like the first time that I knew you guys before you knew me. Then, so
when do you think that was? Like, that was probably, so we opened up the first Crave like 11 or 12 years ago. So probably right at that time. Yeah. So then all those years had passed. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
And then, so I think I just started following you guys on social media. And then, you know, I had, so you would randomly come up in my feed. Right. And then you were pregnant, and I knew that. And then Pierce had Down syndrome. And then I remember when we got our Down syndrome diagnosis, and somebody was like, hey, my friends have a kid with Down syndrome. Her name's Amber, yada, yada. But, I already knew you. And I was, following you on social media.
And so you kind of felt like you knew the story and knew it all.
Then, so it probably, and so I think we saw each other, through Gigi's and things like that. But then I remember, so I was pregnant with our son Hudson, who passed away. And my cousin's name is Amber. And I was getting ready to text her because we had just been given his terminal diagnosis. And I word vomited into a text message, because they had experienced child loss. And I'm like, hey, we just got this, blah, blah, blah. I'm just wanting to tell someone. Yeah, and I accidentally sent that entire word vomit to you and not her. And you were like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Right. That's awful, and I'm here for you. Right. But I don't think you meant to send this.
Need to send this, maybe we are closer than what I think right now. I'm okay with it. It's all good. And I'm here for you always. Right. But that's a hard thing.
Because Addie was born in 2017, and we got pregnant with Hudson in 2018.
Well, and I kind of from some point I understood what you were not going through by any means, but you know how you have a second child after a first child with, Down syndrome or whatever, and that's your top of mind all the time is just please, I need a healthy baby, right? Because then you think about all the other stuff besides Down syndrome that could go wrong, right? And then I remember getting that text, and I'm like, gosh, because we had, Ivy was born, or she was probably, was I pregnant with her, you think?
So we had, when was Ivy born? 2008.
Yeah.
You were probably pregnant with Ivy.
I know, because, and every ultrasound I'd go to, there's that fear that's just instilled in you, right? And so I think when I got that, my heart just sank, because I'm like, that's been my biggest fear in a second pregnancy, is just that, right?
Yeah. And I remember when we first went, we graduated from the fertility clinic and we went to our first OB appointment, and they were like, hey, we noticed some things. It could be something, could be nothing. And then we're like, oh my gosh, is this deja vu? Are we going to have another kid with Down syndrome? Cool, that's fine. Yeah. We've got that one, we'll take 2. And then it just turned into something else. Yeah. But Yeah, that's how I think we first
met. And then I must have said something back to you. Yeah. And then did we ever meet for coffee or anything?
Probably.
What, you know? And then after that, we just saw each other more. Well, it's probably just opened up the gates to be like, see, when we're out in public, then see each other more. Like, just talk to each other.
And then after Hudson passed away in 2019 was when I joined the gym. Mm-hmm. And then I just needed a way to, like, let off all the grief and frustration and pissed off and all of that.
I know it's crazy to think about because I feel like I've known you for so long, and it kind of has been a long time, but it's been so awesome. And just to see how the kids are changing and all the growth they're going through has been so
I was like a full-grown kid, like tall and posing and things. And I'm like, you're 8.
Right. Like, no, this can't happen. And if you have young kiddos with Down syndrome and you're watching this, so many people said this to me. They're like, wait till they're 8, wait till they're 9, like enjoy them while they're little. And I'm like, that's so far away. Like, he was just born. Like, I'm not going to miss this. Babies are exhausting. They're tiring. And then, like, here we are. And then I see pictures of him because, I don't know, like Snapchat and all Instagram, all the memories. Oh, my gosh. And you just look at them, when they were little. And you're like, they were so little. And something about Down syndrome babies are just so squishy and little and, like, just the best.
Well, and so... when they were little, it felt like we just got all of the baby years so much longer because they were our first.
100%.
Both of us, they were our first child. So, you know, it took them, you know, in their own time, in their own space to walk. Addie never crawled. She did this like butt fierce. Like she butt fierce. And so we just got all of those baby moments so much longer. Yeah. And then when the other kids came and it's like full speed ahead, pedal on the gas on the floor, like, whoa, are you supposed to be doing this?
Right.
Are you supposed to be like hitting these milestones in ways? And I'm like, we're in for a wild ride.
Right. And it is one thing I think a lot of people think about is like, it's same with like the birth order or like that, like if you get a birth diagnosis or a prenatal diagnosis, right? But I think I always think about, okay, if Pierce was the youngest out of the other kids, you know how much they'd be helping him? And he wouldn't do anything on his own because they would be like, here, let me pick you up and take you. And he'd be like, oh, screw this. I never need to walk. I'm okay. I'm good. Like, that's his personality.
My siblings will take
But I think about that because a lot of families with kids with Down syndrome that like their last is their Down syndrome baby. It's like they don't have to do anything because everybody wants to help out, which is great. But like they need some level of independence. So I think about that often. I'm like, I'm kind of glad these guys are the oldest. And I don't know about
we have nothing to compare it to.
No,
right? And so it's like we're just raw dogging life.
Yeah. Like when Ivy was doing everything, I'm like, oh my, this is insane. Like,
and then she started talking.
Yeah.
When Cooper started talking and like asking questions, I'm like, buddy, can we comment down on all the questions?
I'm not ready for you to grow up yet, right? Well, and then flip of that too is a Down syndrome kid, just the delay in talking. If you had like 2 others first, you'd be like, is this really bad or is this? But it's been so fun. And I don't know, I think Addie puts off very old sibling vibes too. Like 100%. Pierce will yell at these guys like, 100%. No, don't do that. Like he wants clean. He wants like in order. It's so funny. I'm like, you definitely have oldest sibling vibes.
You know,
for sure.
We tried really hard to kind of fan that flame of a little bit of independence. And it is now like, be careful what you wish for, right? Because it is very, I mean, she is Miss Independent in so many ways and has recently been like, when she goes to take a bath or a shower, like she takes showers. That's and great. She's like, no, space. You stay, stop. Boys' room. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. Do you want me to come back and check on you? No, thank you. Well, thank you for using your manners.
Right, but the tone? Can we work on this tone? This is the problem.
I know, and it's so hard. I'm like, yes, I love your sentence structure. And don't talk to me that way. They're great.
It's awesome. Yeah, but I think this first episode, we just wanted to kind of talk about how we met. And then as we continue to do these episodes, you know, we would love to hear from you guys. I think that's why we originally want to start this is because we want community. We want to build a resource where we can all come together as families of kids with Down syndrome or any type of, you know, uniqueness that your child has, but ask the questions. Once we start to build this, I know we would love to do like Q&As, answer some questions and just hear from you guys and things that you know or questions that you have. We're always happy to be open books and be as transparent as possible.
Over the past couple of years, I can't tell you how many times people have said, hey, you need to start a podcast. I'm like, oh no. People don't want to listen to me or be like all of this. And I think everybody has a unique story and they bring a different perspective. One of the biggest things that I value is connecting people and making sure everyone knows that no matter what your journey is, it may be a little different, but you're not alone. And there's people. Feelings are valid. Feel your feelings. Do all the things, and just have a spark for life too. And lower expectations. Give grace.
Yes, 100% grace. My favorite word. My favorite, grace. Give yourself grace.
Grace in this, and so. After a couple years, it's like, okay, yeah, we've lived a lot of lives and covered a lot of topics, and hope it connects and resonates with anyone out there. And so if it does, we love having you here.
Yes. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, save, share. There's so many platforms out there. We'll be on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. So wherever you're at, make sure we'll drop episodes consistently every week. Some might be about Down syndrome. Some might be about a day after the gala.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is the whole thing. She wants to do the day after Gigi's Playhouse Gala. She wants to come in here and do an episode.
I like 8 o'clock.
She doesn't drink. I like to occasionally drink. In the gala,
I'm soaking up on top of tables and dance.
I might still be drunk. I might get on there and still dance. We might just still. I might be in my. It's bling and boots. I might keep that on for a straight week. I'm super excited for that theme.
No, I'm excited. I think we want to talk about all things. Obviously, disability parenting and life with 6 kids, and it's a lot. So.
Yeah. And also our spouses will get on, which will be a fun episode.
Do you think they'll say anything?
I don't know. Maybe we should just stand behind the camera so they don't say anything back. No. Are we going to give them the freedom? Is this a recorded, we'll watch it live with everybody?
Do we need to edit it? They're like, hey, how does it work living with type A, high-functioning, crazy people who want to do all the things?
Well, with AI nowadays, we can pretty much edit anything we want.
I am very much how many things can we fit into a single day? And Lisa's very much, you get me for one thing. And that's it.
That's the capacity.
That's the capacity. Like, let's go. And she's like, no, it's fun. Work really well together.
We'll have to hear their sides of this, for sure. And then also interviews from anybody that wants to pop on. Doctors, we'd love to hear from you guys when it comes to just diagnoses, and other families who have children with Down syndrome. So we'll be doing some fun interviews coming up here too. But we're excited to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Love having you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Nice.